Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means tonight, well, technically today, was Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw came to us from Belfast, Ireland, in the SSE Arena, and it was main evented by CM Punk defending the world title against Finn Balor in what I thought was a fantastic match. But you're not only getting my thoughts here tonight, it's a Monday, which means, hey, we got Luke with us as well. Luke, what's going on?
Had a pretty good day. I know it felt weird though having Raw like during the day. It still does. I know they've been doing it for like was it second week in a row they had during the day.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels weird because like I remember I saw your tweet of like the Gunther and AJ segment. I was like, oh crap, Raw's on. So I had to hurry up and turn it on.
SmackDown, I think, is at the normal time though, because I think they're in Montreal. I'm double checking. Yeah, SmackDown's in Montreal, so that's normal time.
Are they going to be back in the U.S. next week?
So, for Raw? No. Raw's in Toronto, Canada, next week.
So it'll be normal time then?
Yes, but then, not this Friday, but the following Friday, SmackDown's going to be early again because they're going to be in Saudi Arabia for SmackDown and Royal Rumble. Then they come back after the Rumble. They come back and they'll be in Philly for SmackDown and Charlotte, North Carolina Philly for Raw, Charlotte, North Carolina for SmackDown. Also, for those wondering, when it comes to AAA, because AAA is now on the touring schedule and ticket sale page on WWE's website, AAA will be doing tapings every 3 weeks. So what they're going to do is every 3 weeks. That week, they will go live with AAA on Fox in Mexico and on the YouTube channel for American audiences. And then they'll film the next 2 weeks. So they're getting 3 weeks of content, a live show, 2 tape shows. And if we learned anything from last weekend, they're only showing the live crowd the matches. The live crowd knew nothing about any angles or backstage stuff because there's a tease for this week's AAA that says, I think it was Penta makes a big announcement that will shake AAA to its core or something like that. But nobody at the tapings knew what that was. So I don't know if that's a backstage segment, something they've pre-taped at Raw. I don't know. So all we got in the spoiler results, which we won't talk about here and we won't spoil anything, was just matches. A lot of title matches and number one contender matches. And one new number one contender, I'm not going to spoil it, of somebody that I was not expecting to be on this show. So,
Ew.
I'll just say it. TJP worked the AAA tapings in a number one contenders match for the Cruiserweight title. That was the name.
Wait, AAA has a Cruiserweight title?
So in Mexico, all the titles are broken up by like weight. So there's like the welterweight title, the middleweight title, the heavyweight title, the cruiserweight title. Basically is how it goes. Because AAA has AAA championships. They have. Okay, I'm thinking more CMLL. Because CMLL's titles are all broken up by weight. AAA has their heavyweight title is the Mega Champion. Well, hold on, this is not right. That's just the Mega title. Hold on. Where are all the list of titles? List of current champions in AAA. Here we go. So they have the Mega Champion, which is Dominic Mysterio. They have the Latin American. Okay, I was thinking more CMLL then. The Latin American Champion, who is El Hijo del Wagner Jr. Then they have the Cruiserweight Champion, who is Laredo Kid. Tag Champions, the Psycho Circus. The Mixed Tag Champions, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page. Then they have World Trios Champions, who are also the Psycho Circus. And then they have the women's title, the Reina de Reinas Championship, which is Lady Flammer. So yeah, I was thinking more CMLL, where they're like World Heavyweight Championship, World Welterweight title, World Middleweight title, World Lightweight title. That's CMLL. So, and Dom is still their number one draw. Like, Dominic Mysterio is beloved by the AAA fans.
I thought he was hated for a little bit because he...
Not in AAA.
No, I think that was Vikingo for a little bit because they wanted El Grande to win the the mega title, but
Well,
I guess Vikingo retained.
well, no, they wanted Alberto, not El Grande. They wanted Alberto. Now, Vikingo wrestled El Grande this weekend and beat the fucking ever-loving shit out of him. Like, Vikingo worked stiff and hard, and at one point, he like drop kicked El Grande in the back of the head in the corner, and he told the ref, "Hey, tell him to lighten up," and he didn't, and so he literally no-sold it, turned around, and was like, "Calm the fuck down," or something like that. Yeah. Oh, Ludwig was not happy with Vikingo.
Yeah, Vikingo needs to chill out.
Like, there's a spot. I'm going to send you this on Twitter. You need to watch this real fast. He literally drop kicked freaking, what's his name? El Grande into next year. Like, I thought he was going to take his chin off. I'm going to send you this. DM. I can't show it on screen, unfortunately. Also, did you see WWE used AI and fucked up royally?
Who they mess up?
So they did a Dominic Mysterio video package, and what they did with the video package was some of the video package was illustrated, but to get the illustration, the frames of illustration, they used AI. And I don't know how anybody spotted this, because it's almost unable to be spotted. In one frame of the video, the AI put the AEW logo on the AAA Mega Championship around Dom's waist. Which is nuts.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching the video right now. Yeah, Ludwig looks pissed.
Yeah. Kingo was just having a field day. Yeah. He fucking Enziguri kicks him right in the back of the neck, and he yells at him. And so he just kicks him again. Like, what the fuck? You guys haven't seen it. It's wild. And no Conan, they didn't explain why, but no Conan on commentary. It was just Corey Graves and JBL, which I don't hate. I think they're really good together. Here's my question to you, Luke. Corey Graves, one of, if not the best wrestler turned commentator.
Corey Graves didn't really wrestle much, though, did he?
Yeah. I mean, him and Pac, weren't they like tag team champions in NXT? And he wrestled a bunch before even coming to WWE. He worked the indies. But I think you could...
Are you talking about... Well, JBL was a pretty good wrestler, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Corey Graves. Do you think he could be considered the best wrestler turned commentator?
I will say his commentary carried like WWE during like the COVID era.
Well, there's that, but then you can also say that Corey Graves is kind of too good for his own good, because he can do... I don't know another wrestler who's been able to do both color commentary and play-by-play as well as him, to the point where there was times tonight on Raw where they would cut to a replay like in the main event, and he would just do the play-by-play stuff that Michael Cole should have been doing. And he did it so seamlessly and so flawlessly that you're just like, oh, yeah, that's Corey Graves, huh? He should be doing color. He should be the one making the jokes and talking about what it's like to be actually in the ring. So, yeah, no. Corey Graves is freaking great on commentary. He could do it all. Like, Corey Graves, I've watched Corey Graves, and they've done it with, like, speed. And I think there was one other thing that he did. Corey Graves can call a whole show by himself and be very entertaining, because he can do both color and play-by-play at the same time. Like, when he was told you can't wrestle anymore, and WWE said you could be a commentator, he literally just dove headfirst all in and learned everything he could about being as great of a commentator as he can. More power to him for not just being like, "Ugh, I can't wrestle anymore, I'm going to phone it in." Nope, he didn't phone it in at all. He took a new opportunity and ran with it. You don't see many do that. You see guys get put on commentary because they can't do anything in the ring. Like they get hurt and they're like, oh, you're going to be out for a while. Let's put you on commentary. And they just kind of just go out there and wing it. No. So
remember when Smo Joe did commentary?
Well, Joe was pretty good on commentary. So was Punk, another one that was really good. But I don't think any of them could be like the lead play-by-play guy like Corey Graves can. Like Corey can lead a commentary team like he does in AAA and has done countless times on the main roster when like they need somebody. Like when it's like him and Wade Barrett on a SmackDown or something. Which interesting, no Wade Barrett tonight on Raw. It was supposed to be Wade Barrett and Michael Cole.
Who was it instead of, I can't remember. It's Michael Cole.
Michael Cole and Corey Graves.
Oh yeah.
Because it's supposed to be the comment. Go for it.
Sorry, wasn't it like for the new year, like Michael and Corey Graves were going to be the commentators for Raw, then SmackDown was going to be Jesse and Wade Barrett?
No, and it's Joe. Joe Tessitore and Corey were supposed to be SmackDown, and then Wade Barrett and Michael Cole for Raw. That's how they had announced it. Now, granted, they could switch Wade Barrett and Corey Graves any week and it'd be fine. But I think it's Michael Cole for the time being. Now that Joe can work Fridays, Michael Cole's back to Raw, and Michael Cole's going to be the lead on Raw, the A show. So that's the one thing. Cole's got to be doing Raw unless there's something where it's like that week Joe Tess can't work Friday. Which football's over as of tonight, college football. And so Joe Tess is freed up. Which, who's winning that game? Let's see who's winning that game right now. It is, wow. There's 6 minutes left in the first half. Indiana's only up by 3. It's 3-0. Sounds like a very defensive game. Indiana, Miami. But with all of that, we got a Monday Night Raw to talk about. And I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, remember, if you're watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either hit that donate button down below or donate Twitch bits in the live chat, just like Muscleman85 did. If you want, you can support the channel by subscribing one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting that subscribe button. That way we post new videos when we go live, when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis that you can use in the live chat, and you also get access to our graphics packages and more. Finally, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can donate by becoming you can donate with a super chat as well. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. I don't know if all you guys just got a lot of money for Christmas or gift cards or what, but in the last couple of weeks, we've had way more people use our code than, I wouldn't say, well, more than normal, I would say, for like a month span. So appreciate that so much. I don't know, like I said, if you guys just got a bunch of gift cards, Visa cards and stuff for Christmas and buying games and DLCs and Fortnite packs, but thank you to everybody that's been using our code over the last 3 to 4 weeks. Really do appreciate that. Whether you're buying something for Fortnite or Fall Guys or Rocket League, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout. We do have a big donation here from Muscleman85. He says, what do you think they do with Roman at Mania and also with Hobbs going to WWE? Who do you think will be the next free agent to sign with WWE? So that's An interesting question there. So what do they do with Roman at WrestleMania? As of right
I
now,
have
go for it.
I have no clue what they do with Roman at Mania.
Me
If I'm being
neither.
completely-
And
Unless they do something. What they did him versus Logan Paul at Mania.
for what though? Like for what reason? That would make no sense.
Roman hates the Vision.
I mean, we've seen Roman and Logan Paul before for the world title, and it wasn't a bad match. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't see it. I really don't know what the hell they do with Roman because Roman's gone so freaking much. Like, what's his storyline right now? He wants to get back to the world title. Is Roman even going to be in the Rumble? I would assume. But we don't know that. He needs to show up this week or next and say, I'm in the Rumble. I mean, he doesn't really have to. He can just show up in the Rumble as a surprise, but still, I feel like Roman is somebody, because he's gone so much, him and Brock need to just be like, I'm in the Rumble. So, I don't know. That's a very interesting one. What do they do with Roman at Mania? They wanted to do, so the rumor and speculation was they wanted to do Roman versus Cody. Triple H reassessed his plans for Mania and said, I don't think this close to doing it just the last couple of years. Fans want to sit through another Cody Roman build. But I'll leave this one to you. I got to run into the other room for just 2 seconds. With Powerhouse Hobbs coming to WWE, Luke, who do you think could be another name to leave AEW? Or even not just AEW, just who do you think is another big name from outside of WWE that they could sign after Hobbs? And I'll be right back in give me like 30 seconds. Go for it.
Okay, so there is that rumor that WWE could be interested in David Finlay. And in my opinion, I feel like it definitely could happen with his dad being a coach down WWE. So I think it makes sense if Dave Finlay goes there, but because I don't think there's really anywhere else but WWE for Dave Finlay. I feel like Dave Finlay, like him to WWE, would probably make perfect sense. I mean, I haven't heard anything about AEW being interested. Now, I really want this to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do kind of want to see Gabe Kidd in WWE, but I don't think there's any way it's going to happen because I feel like WWE would probably tone him down for a bit, and I don't think he would want to go there.
Yeah, you brought that up to me earlier, and I was kind of like, I don't know.
Nah, I think Gabe Kidd's probably going to most likely sign with AEW.
And I mean, unless he just wants to stay with New Japan, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but there was a lot of New Japan guys leaving, though. And I think Gabe Kidd was one of them.
Well, his contract was coming up or did come up already. That was the thing. So we'll see how that all does go. But as far as
I said that David Finlay, though, was probably going to be the next.
I think that's a very easy assumption, seeing how his brother is in NXT and his dad's an NXT coach.
Wait, who's his brother again?
Uriah Connors, one of the guys in the what's it called? Chase U.
Really? That guy's in Chase U?
I think it's Uriah Connors. Yeah, Uriah Connors. I mean, just look at his face, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I could see David Finlay." His real name's Brogan Finlay.
And they had that guy in Chase U.
Yeah.
I thought Chase U was already dead.
Well, it was. So Chase U died, and then him and I always forget the other guy's name that was like his tag partner, took Mr. Chase from the slumps and got him to restart Chase U. The dumbest fucking thing.
Who was the guy that? Who was the guy that was originally in Chase U, but then he got released?
Well, that's what I was going to get at next. I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
You interviewed him.
I can't remember his name. Oh, you're talking. Okay, that's a different guy. The blonde, long-haired guy. I wasn't thinking about him.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Brody or something like that. I did interview him after he was released. But anyways, no, I'm thinking of the other guy, the tall guy with the brown hair that was like a poker player at first, and he was supposed to be a heel and then got over big as a baby face, Chase U. Oh, what was his freaking name? Chat, tell me who I'm talking about. Oh, that's Kale Dixon is your Iconers tag team partner. Thank you for that, John Elite. Bodie Hayward is the one I interviewed. That's right.
Oh, I have a story about that one. I'll tell you after stream.
Okay. But yeah, no, the Chase U stuff is just weird in NXT because like they did the whole thing where Chase U's got to disband and Duke Hudson. Thank you, since Saturday. Chase U's got to disband, and they should have just went to the main roster with Chase U. They would have got over so big. Thea Hale would have been a big star on the main roster. Duke Hudson would have been amazing on the main roster. And people really don't realize this. Most people don't know that freaking Andre Chase has been wrestling for a decade. He was a big name, and maybe not a big name, but he was a very steady wrestling, like a regular of Ring of Honor back in the day. Worked a lot of indies before going to WWE.
Oh, I remember he was in that NXT breakout tournament with Carmelo Hayes.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's a guy that's been around way longer in pro wrestling than most people realize. Because when he was in ROH, he had a different look. Let me see. Andre Chase ROH.
If you find it, can you send it to me?
Yeah. Where is it? Because he had, if I'm thinking correctly, he almost looked like Paul London.
That's a name I forgot about.
Right? Trying to remember what his before WWE name was. It was Harlem Bravado. That's it. Harlem Bravado. Here we go.
Oh yeah, he did have like a different look.
Oh, you found it? I was just saying, I'm sending you a picture right now.
There's like the Bravado bandwagon was like he was in a tag team. Yeah, he had like a long hair. Like you don't even recognize him.
Yeah. In the picture I just sent you, he's the guy on the left. No facial hair.
I thought he was the guy on the right.
No, he's the guy on the left. There's another picture.
That was like 14 years ago.
Yeah, no, he debuted in pro wrestling in. Oops, I accidentally sent that to Nick. Send to the wrong person. He's been wrestling since 2008. Debuted in ROH in 2009. He was trained by Delirious, who used to run ROH.
Delirious has been around for a while.
Delirious is now running him and Tommy Dreamer running creative for TNA. And boy, don't get me started on TNA. That show last week on AMC, oh my God, could they have made a worse impression? It was not good. Like, it felt fine watching it. I'm like, oh, this is okay. Until they got to the women's tag match, and that was a negative star match.
What'd you think of the Genesis show?
I haven't watched any of it. I've seen the results, but I haven't watched any of it. I was watching the 49ers get completely demolished at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. But we got a Monday Night Raw to talk about. Monday Night Raw kicked off with Gunther coming to the ring. He said that he beat AJ Styles last week because he's the greatest professional wrestler in this company, just like he told AJ he was. And, you know, he went on to talk about how AJ screwed up. AJ let go of the hold when he shouldn't have because he tapped. And the crowd's chanting, "You tapped out, you tapped out." And AJ finally did come out. AJ came out to a huge reaction from the crowd. Styles knew that Gunther wanted to move on, but he wasn't ready. He challenged Gunther to a rematch at the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, wait, Gunther just said I'm in the Rumble. Is Gunther working twice? That's the big question there. Because at first Gunther's like, no, I'm in the Rumble. And then he goes to leave and he goes, wait. AJ, if you really want this match, you need to do something for me. Put your career on the line. I'm the career killer. And AJ's just like, I'm going to have to think about it. But just know that last week you tapped out like a little bitch. That's when Gunther was all like, you know what, never mind. I'll take you on if you put your career on the line. And AJ's like, I got to think about it. And so, yeah, that was a quote unquote somewhat show-long storyline. Will AJ accept the match with Gunther's terms? What did you think of this? I thought it was a good opening segment.
I thought it was a pretty good opening segment as well. I will say at first when they did that, I was like, geez, are they really going to have AJ retire like this early?
Well, that's what I was going to get at next. Do you think AJ loses? Because fast forward, Adam Pearce went to AJ and was like, you think this is wise? You think this is a good idea, AJ? And AJ's like, I got to think it over. I'm going to call the wife. So he had to call Wendy and get Wendy's advice. And then later, he went to Adam Pearce and was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Gunther can have what he wants. Career on the line. So do you think AJ actually retires at the Rumble?
I don't know. I feel like it's too early because I was like now, surely, like, are they seriously going to have him miss Mania though?
That's on AJ. AJ has always said, I'm retiring in 2026, but never said when. So
but didn't he say like Mania will be his last Mania?
I don't remember AJ saying that. And maybe he did and I missed it. Unless, what if AJ wins and they build to the rubber match at Mania? AJ versus Gunther. But the whole thing there is they can't have Gunther again go, oh, I'll fight you again with your career on the line. They can't do the career on the line twice. You know what I mean? That's why it's like, is AJ really retiring in 2 weeks? Week and a half? Because I just can't see him doing another retirement match. Now, I can see him maybe in 5 months going, you know what, I'm done. I said I was going to retire. Here's my last date. Who wants to fight me? Like a John Cena thing. But I just can't see another. If AJ puts his career on the line against Gunther at Rumble and wins, they can't do that again. I mean,
no, they can't.
Unless they do the Ric Flair storyline. You remember the Ric Flair storyline going into WrestleMania 24?
It was no, I remember Ric Flair wanted to face Shawn Michaels in his for his last match, and Shawn for a while didn't want to do it, and then Shawn finally said yes.
No, you don't remember the Vince Flair storyline about Flair and his retirement?
Flair didn't want to retire, but Vince made him.
Well, no, this is all in storyline. So what happened was everyone knew Mania was going to be it for Rick. Like, that was reported and it was out there and everything. But they did a storyline where Vince McMahon told Ric Flair, you're old. You're too old to be doing this. We're going to take you out to the pasture. And Rick's like, I'm not too old. I can keep going. So the story was Vince told him, fine. You can keep going as long as you keep winning. First time you lose, you have to retire. So he went out there and had matches with MVP and Ken Kennedy and beat them all until he got to WrestleMania and lost to Shawn. That was the storyline with Rick for at least 6 months. It could have been longer. But it was, no matter who it is or when it is, your next match, Rick, is your last. You will retire the next time you lose. Your next match could be your last. So, yeah. We'll see. Maybe
wasn't the whole thing in real life that that Flair never wanted to retire, but Vince kind of made him because Vince was like, hey, you're getting pretty old.
Oh, 100%. And then he went to TNA. Well, actually, he went and worked the Hulk Hogan Australia tour where him and Hogan main evented a bunch of shows that sucked. And then he went to TNA and had one of my favorite segments of all time in pro wrestling.
Him and Jay Lethal, the woo off.
That's my line. No, that's my line. Okay, and I could watch that every day and not get tired of it.
Well, another reason why he went to TNA, and I know he said this in an interview, and everybody kind of knew this already, because
he needed money.
He needed money. He got divorced. I think he had a lot of medical bills to pay.
Which is like, where's Rick's money coming from now? Because he just posted something on social media, or somebody posted something on social media. He went to a bar, spent $450, and then tipped the girl like $350. Like, Rick's got money now. I don't know where it's coming from.
Wasn't it from those energy drinks?
I haven't heard of Woo Energy in so long, at least a year.
Well, didn't AEW like pay him good money or something?
He was getting paid something, but they barely. I thought what it was Woo Energy was. So this is the weird part of it. If I'm thinking correctly, this is what I was told. Woo Energy is sponsoring AEW. The Woo Energy sponsorship is paying for Ric Flair's AEW contract, basically. It's kind of like what WCW did with Randy Savage back in the 90s. They were making enough off of the Slim Jim sponsorships to cover Randy Savage's contract. So that's kind of what the Woo Energy thing was with Rick and AEW.
But Randy Savage, he was another guy that Vince kind of made, like, wanted him to retire because he's like, hey, you're getting kind of old.
So back in the late 80s, early 90s, Vince thought once you hit 40, you're done. You're too old. That's when he put Macho on commentary, and he said, I'm leaving. They want to let me wrestle. Yeah, that was another thing. Vince thought 40, way past your prime.
I noticed there's a lot of guys like he was using, like, when Vince, towards the end of, like, Vince was like doing creative, because I remember, like, LA Knight, like, for a big example, like, the rumor was the reason why Vince made him a manager was because he looked at LA Knight's age and was like, yeah, this guy's too old to wrestle.
Yep.
Let's make him a manager.
He thought he was too old, which it still baffles me that they were going to do that with frickin' Adam Cole, who at the time I don't even think was 30 yet.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was Bruce Pritchard saying that I don't think this guy can be a star because of his size.
And they were going to change his name to Budge. At least that's the rumor. He never heard that. So according to Cole, he never heard the Budge stuff, but only heard the rumors, and then actually had it confirmed that that's what was being talked about. Like, he said, yeah, I talked to somebody who told me, yeah, that was one of the plans they had. Name me Budge.
Well, I remember him saying that they were going to talk about a potential name change, and that, like, scared him for, like, a good while.
And then they basically, but then the crazy thing is he left, and they did it with Pete Dunne instead, made him Butch. Think about it.
Yep.
Pete Dunne ended up getting the Budge spot. You really, really think about it. He just says Butch. So yeah, I don't see AJ retiring at Rumble. I think they would have made a bigger deal sooner, earlier, if that was going to be his last match. So that's why, because it's just all of a sudden out of nowhere and there's no real buildup, it's like a week and a half buildup. That's why I don't think AJ's losing. Honestly, I think there's going to be some screwy DQ finish, and then they end up where the match doesn't go like 4 or 5 minutes and they both end up in the Rumble. That's what I think happens. Like, AJ's getting the better of him, so Gunther says, screw this, hits him with a low blow to get DQ'd, and says, I'm going to go win the Rumble instead. I can see something like that.
And then they both just eliminate each other?
Maybe.
I mean, I could see it. What if AJ eliminates Gunther, then, like, AJ's on the apron, and then Gunther just eliminates him, screws him over?
Oh, I can see that 100%. That actually sounds like legit what they would do, because that sounds like the perfect thing to keep AJ and Gunther going.
They do that with a lot of people. Like, I remember the last time I've seen that happen was it was Karrion Kross screwing over Bobby Lashley.
Yep. So moving forward, Natalya was with Maxine. We haven't seen Natty on TV in a little bit. Dupree said she was thrilled to see Natty. Natty wanted to be in her corner tonight against Becky Lynch. Becky then entered. She cut a promo, did the whole same spiel she does every week. I'm Hollywood. I'm too good for this place. That's why I left it. She says, I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time. I'm not the only one saying it. Sports Illustrated says it, and Bleacher Report, and everybody says it. She then says, I'm a hero to you guys. I'm better than Rory McIlroy. Can't even get it in the final hole. She goes, but that's why I left here for America, because you guys don't deserve me. And then it was her versus Maxine, and again, another not good match. These two just, I don't know what it is, but these two just, they don't mesh well. So as far as the match,
I'm tired of like Maxine versus Becky.
Yeah, so am I. They think what I was told was they love Maxine's look and they hope Becky can make her better in the ring. But it ain't working at all.
It's not.
Nope. As far as this match does go, Dupree kind of had the advantage early, but Lynch quickly took over as we went to a break. Dupree fired back after the break with a clothesline, a boot, and a corner splash. There's a boot in the corner and a fireman's suplex. Now, I will say, I have noticed an improvement in Maxine Dupree's wrestling. I will say that, but it's still to say I've seen an improvement. She's still not all that great. The two traded cradles until Dupree blocked a manhandle slam before Lynch applied a disarmor, but Dupree countered and applied an ankle lock. Lynch then countered that into a roll-up for a 2. They battled on the ropes until Lynch hit a superplex, followed by a DDT for a 2. Lynch then removed the top turnbuckle pad, and Dupree caught her in a schoolboy for a 2. Dupree then followed this up with the German suplex and a flying crossbody. Only got a 2 off of it. Dupree then countered another manhandle slam in like slow motion. Got her in the ankle lock. Lynch kicked Dupree towards the corner, but Dupree managed to avoid the exposed buckle. Lynch then charged at her. Dupree moved, and she bounced off the exposed buckle. Dupree then hit tried to hit a spinning heel kick. But I don't know if you can blame Maxine or Becky, because Becky like ducked and Maxine's leg was way too high. So yeah, it might have been on both of them. And this isn't the only match where they've both messed up spots. There was in that last match too. It wasn't just Maxine messing things up. Becky messed stuff up too, just like here. Becky ducked down lower than she thought she should have. Now, I don't know if that's Becky just ducking her head like for anybody she normally would, or if it was really Maxine's leg just was too high. I don't know, but they both kind of fucked up here. Natty then placed Becky's foot on the bottom rope to break the cover, and Dupree was stunned. Dupree then went after Lynch, but Lynch caught her in a manhandle slam and pinned her. Before we get to the big heel turn and post-match, what did you think of the match itself? I thought it sucked.
Yeah, I thought this match sucked as well.
So after the match, Natty gets in the ring and, well, beats the ever-loving crap out of Maxine. Beats her down, puts her in a sharpshooter. Maxine's tapping for her life. The referee finally breaks it up. They cut back to Michael Cole for a moment, because we thought they got Natty off of her, but Natty then runs back in and beats her up again. Match went 11 and a half minutes. So Natty is a heel. I think she's going to start going by the name Natty. And this was kind of already spoiled and teased, because on the big-ass poster billboard in Saudi Arabia for the Rumble, the photo they used of Natalya is of her Natty outside of WWE heel persona, like her shooter gimmick. And that's the photo they used of her. So, very cool to see. I can't wait to see how they use Natty as if she actually gets to do the Natty gimmick, or if she's just going to be a heel Natalya on the main roster. Any thoughts on this?
She'll probably just be a heel on the main roster.
You don't think they let her do like the Natalya shoot fighter gimmick? Like, maybe, I don't know. That's what she does when she works indies or AAA. She does the shoot fighter. Well, so when she did NWA, she was a heel. When she did Bloodsport, she was a heel. But I don't think she's supposed to be. She does a shooter gimmick in AAA, but I don't think as a heel. We do have some bit donations here from Esports Gaming Rules. Really do appreciate those. First one, he says, we think WWE is making Gunther a big heel for 2026. They've been making Gunther a big heel since 2023. But yeah, I think in 2026, They want Gunther as the top heel, like the tippy top heel.
I saw a few weeks ago, someone made a comment. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Go for it.
like a few weeks ago, someone made a comment or like a donation in the chat saying that what if like WWE like restarted the Authority and made Gunther like the top heel in that group?
I remember that, and I was like, we don't need another big heel Authority faction. We don't need it because, I mean, we have two great babyface GMs. I would not want to change that at all. Adam Pearce is phenomenal. Nick Aldis is phenomenal. Ava is Ava. That's a whole other thing, but
I'm honestly curious to know to like see how that group would have ended if Seth Rollins never got hurt.
oh yeah,
Because like my guess is my prediction probably would have been like, yeah, so Seth won the cash in Money in the Bank on Roman and Brock at Mania 31. And my guess is Seth probably would have held that belt till like next year's Mania and probably just drop it to Roman.
that's what I would have assumed. That's what I
Because
thought.
the whole storyline was like, yeah, Roman won the Rumble, but then he didn't win the belt because Seth cashed in. So my guess is Roman probably would have beaten Seth for the belts at the next year's Mania.
That's what I was always fantasy booking and predicting. But we'll never know.
Unless like someone came out in an interview just saying like what the original plan was.
And honestly, because Seth got hurt in what, November, they may not have even had a solid plan. So they probably wouldn't have even known anyways, at least not the talent. Maybe Vince would have had a slight plan that other people knew about, but I don't think talent would have known anything at that point. I mean, probably not.
That is actually true. You have a point there because maybe there wasn't a plan.
Yeah. Maybe there was like a,
Because
hey, here's a suggestion and what we're thinking of, but nothing. I don't think in November anything was solid, especially with Vince.
yeah, because they ended up just sliding Triple H in that spot then.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Well, first Sheamus came in. He was Sheamus was involved in all that, right?
Yeah, Sheamus had the Money in the Bank briefcase actually.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yep. Roman won the belt, beating Dean Ambrose, and then Sheamus cashed in with help from Triple H, and then Triple H won the Rumble for the belt after Roman got the belt from. Yep, it was a whole thing. I'm remembering now.
Unless the whole plan was like Triple H versus Roman, and they just had Roman beat Seth, and then Sheamus cashed in.
I don't know.
And they just slide Triple H in that same spot, then they do something different with Seth.
Yeah. Esports Gaming Rules also says the Rascal / AEW story and what is going on with Trey Miguel is wild. Well, that's the thing. You say it's wild, but we don't know what's going on with Trey Miguel. That's the thing. We don't know. The latest report is that him being released by AEW came from somebody higher up than Tony Khan. And there's only two ways that can be because Tony Khan is the top of AEW. That means it had to come from a sponsor or Warner Brothers Discovery. Other than that, Tony would have the say. And Tony had the say of, I want to sign him. So somebody that has more technical authority over AEW as far as like hurting them monetarily said, get this guy off our TV. Basically, it's what it sounds like. But we don't know what he did that was bad.
Well, didn't like Fightful like say like they don't even know like what the reasoning was?
Fightful said they don't know. Dave and Brian on Observer Radio last night said they don't know. Dave and Brian said nobody's talking, and the people that are basically are just saying this came from higher up than Tony Khan. But
yeah,
literally
weird.
No one actually really knows what happened. Except for like the direct people involved, I guess. And I'm trying to find Trey Miguel's latest, tweet. He said, quote, I've made a lot of mistakes. And this came like maybe 5 or 6 hours ago. He posted it Monday afternoon, today. He said, I've made a lot of mistakes in my time. I've always apologized and did my best to put a better foot forward after. I don't preach hate. And I don't take any pride in being hateful. I'm a man of faith, and I believe in forgiveness, and only ever preach that. I'm a different man today. So he had to have done something way in his past that got brought back up to somebody And they're like, nope, we don't want that guy on our TV. We don't want that guy around. That's what it sounds like. Now, that's just me speculating. I don't know anything. I'm not saying that's 100% what happened, so don't come at me and say, well, you reported this. No, this is just what I'm speculating based off of the facts that we've gotten so far, which is very, very minimal. Esports Gaming Rules also says, did you see the WWE MLK Day tribute? And the New Day is upset that they want to do MLK Day, but they doing a Fatal 4-Way in Toronto on Raw. Yeah, we get the MLK Day tribute every year. And that was a Vince tradition for decades because Vince was actually inspired by Martin Luther King. That's what he would tell people. As far as the New Day stuff does go, it's whatever. We're getting a 4-way number one contender match next week on Raw. That should be fine. This should be fun. This should be good. And then he also says, Natty turning heel makes the women's IC title picture interesting. Maybe. I mean, you could do her and Becky, I guess. Be fine. Moving forward, though. This is where Adam Pearce talked to AJ. He said, are you sure you want to put your career on the line? And he just said, I got to think about it. I'm going to go talk to the wife. He's going to call Wendy. Heyman would then approach Adam Pearce. And saw the big boom mic in shot. Someone messed up. Did you notice that?
I think so.
Like almost hit Heyman in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Someone wasn't holding their boom correctly. Anyways, Pierce told Heyman that the Vision better be on their best behavior tonight. Pierce also told Heyman that he's going to sit out there for the 6-man tag to make sure of it. And Heyman wasn't quite thrilled. Judgment Day met backstage. They were excited about the possibility of all of them becoming champions. Liv admitted to Roxanne that she didn't like her at first, but they're friends now. She's gotten used to her. And they're going to become tag team champions here shortly. Balor said that they were on his island tonight, and he's not leaving without the title. Well, bud, he did leave without the title, which really does suck. Like, Finn needs to get the world title again, but just right now is not the time. Another man declared for the Rumble. Jey Uso has declared for the 2026 Royal Rumble. He was all by himself again. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy being overseas. Can Jimmy not travel internationally? Is he still in trouble with the law?
I have no clue.
But yeah, he didn't go overseas. The New Day and Grayson Waller went up to Adam Pearce. Kingston and Woods said that they flew all the way over here on MLK Day, their favorite holiday, to challenge the Usos for the tag titles, but instead, Jay's just out here declaring for the Rumble. Pearce then told them, next week, 4-way, number one contenders match. Kofi was mad they didn't get to wrestle on MLK Day. So, we're like an hour into this show and only at match 2. How wild is that? When the only match we've had so far went 11 and a half minutes. So much talking was on this frickin' show.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking.
6-man tag. Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee. And fuck all y'all saying, oh, the new Lucha House Party. Fuck y'all. I saw so many of those comments yesterday. Took on the Vision.
I didn't see any of those.
Go look at the video I posted yesterday of 3 new matches announced for Raw, or 3 new things announced for Raw. So many Lucha House Party, or the new Lucha House Party. So many freaking comments. It was annoying. Let me see. I'm going to go back.
I bet it was.
I'm going to go back to it right here. Hold on. I can go to the comments of that video. There's 16 comments on the video, and we've got, let's see. Oh, I got to do this. All comments. Come on. We got this one. Tim, look, the Lucha House Party's coming back tomorrow. Oh man, Lucha House Party 2.0. Got another version of the Lucha House Party. Are they the new Lucha House Party? Like, come on, guys. So 6-man tag team match was Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory. Logan received a lot of heat here. They were even chanting You're banned from Japan. The crowd was chanting that at him tonight, which is very weird, but okay. There was a cool dive spot to send to a break. Mysterio hit Logan Paul with the Acai moonsault at one point, while Penta and Dragon Lee simultaneously wiped out Reed and Theory with flip dives. However, the Vision took control during the break when Reed clotheslined Dragon Lee from the apron. Theory distracted the referee. After the break, Dragon Lee avoided a Reed leg drop, but Reed knocked Mysterio and Penta off the apron before he could even attempt to go for a tag. Reed then hit a power slam, but Mysterio and Penta broke up the pin. At one point, Ray got tagged in and kicked Theory's leg out from under him. Hit him with a Hurricane Rana and 10 punches in the corner. Theory blocked a 619 attempt. Penta then made a blind tag and hit a Penta driver, but Reed broke up the pin. Everyone then traded big moves here. Mysterio hit a sliding dive to the outside. Logan, though, caught him and bounced him off the barricade. At one point, Heyman went to jump up on the apron to distract the referee, and Adam Pearce yelled at him, which also distracted the referee. Pearce then showed the ref that Logan handed Theory the brass knucks. Pearce then took them away. Heyman got too close to Pearce, and Pearce backed up the ramp. After all of this, the brass knucks, they were just used. They were left on the apron, so Ray grabbed them. Logan tried to warn the ref, but the distraction allowed Mysterio to punch Austin Theory with the knucks. Penta super kicked Logan, gave Theory a Canadian Destroyer, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So in the end, babyfaces actually cheated with the brass knucks. I thought it was a fun, good match. What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. I mean, yeah, I thought it was like a pretty fun match to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of thought the heels would have won. I am glad. I am kind of glad that Ray won because I think Ray kind of needed a win.
They all do, especially Penta.
Penta needed one for sure.
Yeah. Jackie Redmond interviewed CM Punk ahead of his big world title match. Punk got a big reaction from the crowd, even if it may have been a little bit mixed. Talk about that later. Redmond then asked how Punk would deal with facing Balor in Ireland. Punk said, it's the best of both worlds. He's the best in the world, and it doesn't matter if he's the away team or the home team. He's playing an away game tonight, and he wanted the game to be stuck. And he said something about overtime. I just wrote down Punk said something about overtime. I wasn't sure exactly what he said. The pressure is what he wants. He wants to prove that he's the best, whether he's here in the United States or anywhere around the world. The same pressure could be on Balor as well, though. This is when we got the Martin Luther King video. Heyman then approached Adam. This is it right here. This is the part with the mic, the boom mic. Heyman approaches Pierce from behind backstage and yells at him. He said Pierce was the best GM in history, but we'll miss him when he's gone. Pierce asked if that was a threat, and Heyman said no. And he left as Pierce took a phone call. We don't know who the phone call's from, though. Heyman advised him, take your call, because he saw who it was from. Interesting. I don't know. Who do you think the phone call was from?
Brock
Lesnar to Adam Pierce?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know who could be calling Pierce.
What if it was Geez, I'm trying to think.
Triple H. His
You
boss.
think it was Triple H?
I don't know. I honestly have no clue. So then we got
I have no clue.
So then we got, guess what? More talking. But before that, Esports Gaming Rules with another bit donation says Finn Balor got his old theme back and did a post-show promo after Raw. So I didn't see that. But yeah, Finn got his old theme back. I was going to talk about this later. Finn said that Finn missed his cue on the first one. He said he couldn't.
It's so loud in there.
Yeah, he's like, it's so loud I couldn't even hear the music. Which, it didn't seem like the crowd was that loud then, but when they did the in-ring introductions, holy crap, were they loud for Finn. So, we got more talking. Ripley and Sky entered. Ripley welcomed everyone to Monday Night Rio. Sky said that she would show Morgan and Perez just what Rio is all about and why they're always on top. She then says they're going to retain their titles and then both enter the Royal Rumble. Out came Judgment Day. Morgan warned Sky and Ripley that they were going to become the new champions. They were going to selflessly take over. I wrote that very weird. Couldn't say it, just as weird. Can't speak it at all today. Morgan laughed because, well, they don't see this as a problem. They think they're just going to go out there and win, no problem. Perez then says, all 3 females in the Judgment Day, we're all declaring for the Rumble. Me, Liv, and Raquel. Which means one of us is headlining WrestleMania. Rhea laughed. She wondered how that would work when she or Io would be winning the Royal Rumble. Before things could elevate, she was blindsided by Raquel. The 3 Judgment Day women laid out Rhea and Sky. Ripley then tried to fight back, but Morgan laid her out with an oblivion. This is all right. Any comments?
It was just all right.
Basically, it was just trying to remind everybody, hey, don't forget, this is a match this Saturday, a Saturday night's main event. So Bayley was talking to herself backstage when she was approached by Lyra Valkyria. Valkyria said that she was having a hard time staying positive lately. She hated losing and felt like she was letting down Bayley. Bayley then got very excited and tried to psych her up and said, hey, I'm going to be in the Rumble. I'm going to win the Rumble. Maybe one of us could headline WrestleMania. And Lyra goes, wait, one of us? You mean you'd be cool if I won the Rumble? Bayley's like, well, duh. One of us should be winning the Rumble. And she gave Lyra a big old hug. And Lyra's like, all right, I'm in the Rumble. So both Bayley and Lyra also declare for the Rumble. This is weird, but yeah, okay, fine. Bayley plays weird good, so it worked.
Do you think they do Bayley versus Lyra at Mania?
No. Maybe eventually, but I don't see it at Mania. So then we got Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano, and the match actually ended early due to a potential injury to Javon Evans. So Evans hit a springboard clothesline early. El Grande stalled and posed when he came back from a break. Evans then wound up outside after a break. He seemed to be favoring his right arm and shoulder. Referee kind of pushed El Grande back. Doctor checked on him and she called off the match. So when they were helping him out, he was like holding here, like the pec shoulder area when they helped him away from the ring. Now, according to Mike Johnson of PWU Insider, he said that they checked out Javon. They checked his arm and his shoulder, and they checked him for a concussion, and they told him that he's good to go to continue the tour. He was able to travel to the next city, no problem. So we'll see what that really means, but they say Javon's all right. Any thoughts on this injury? Potential injury? Maybe not injury. We don't know.
I mean, if they say he's fine. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense why they stopped the match that early.
Well, that's what is being reported. It's not like WWE came out and said he's fine. So I'm trying to pull up, see if I can find the actual report. Let's see. Nope, it's behind their paywall. And they banned me from their paywall because I was sharing their news. I was aggregating. I can't even, they won't even take my $8.99 a month. Freaking PW Insider. But let's aggregate from another aggregate. PW Insider provided an update. According to the report from PW Insider, Evans is said to be okay. There's no major concern coming out of the show as far as an injury does go or potential concussion. WWE's medical team evaluated Evans backstage following the incident. He was said to have been cleared and left with the rest of the roster to head to the next city. It says, while a concussion hasn't been entirely ruled out, he cannot confirm or deny that he suffered one or not. So, we'll see. Finn Balor was then interviewed backstage by Jackie Redmond. Balor said that the magnitude of tonight was not lost on him, but perhaps on Punk. He respected that Punk was a fighting champion and would put his title on the line against anyone, but questioned Punk's judgment about doing it on anyone against anyone anywhere. He said they were in his turf, his island in front of his people, and tonight in Belfast, it's going to be the Irish World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. I mean, for a new Irish World Champion this time. I don't know why I wrote first. He's not. And then the crowd popped. So then there was another video package of Oba Femi coming soon. I assume Oba appears in the Rumble. What do you think they do with Oba? You think it's Rumble or something else?
I think it's Rumble.
You don't think he shows up Saturday night's main event for some random reason?
Who could show up Saturday?
Who?
Jericho.
So that was a rumor that everyone's expecting Jericho in the Rumble, so Saturday would be the bigger surprise. And they're in Canada, so you'd get over huge. Here's the weird thing, though. He's still on the AEW roster page. Now with Powerhouse Hobbs, yes, they kept him on the roster page past when his contract expired last Wednesday, but that was because he had a Collision appearance. And so as soon as Collision was over that night, boom, they pulled him from the roster page. Also,
yeah,
I need to look something up really fast. Actually, I'll look this up later. This is when Pierce approached the Vision backstage. Pierce told Heyman that he wanted Braun Breaker on Raw next week. Heyman figured that he was lifting the suspension. Pierce said no, he just wants to speak to him face to face, man to man. He said that he would be doing the same thing if he got the same phone call Pierce got earlier. Pierce got a phone call about Braun Breaker, which is like, you get a phone call from your boss saying, you touched him first, you can't suspend him. I don't know. But did you see the video Pierce put on social media yesterday about Braun Breaker?
No.
Basically, he was saying how he drafted Braun Breaker to Raw because he thought Braun Breaker could be a big star for him and they could work well together as far as like him being the authority figure, Braun Breaker being the top star eventually, and them entertaining the fans and putting on a good product. He's like, but Braun's listening to the wrong people and Braun's now acting out, which is then in turn making him act in a way he doesn't want to act. He said, when I got in Braun's face last week and yelled at him, I sounded like a disappointed dad who saw a bad report card, and that's not the impression I want to leave. He's like, we need to hash this out, but in a like adult manner or something like that. But yeah, he said he wants to speak to Braun man to man next week. AJ Styles then approached and said, hey, I spoke to the wife and we're in agreement. I'm going to take on Gunther and kick his ass. And if he wants my career on the line, I accept. Pierce is just like, all right, if that's what you want, you got it. So it's official for the Royal Rumble.
Thank God you're here. Hurry.
So moving forward. Whoa. Why did Netflix just open on my computer all of a sudden? That's weird. Also, speaking of Netflix, when's the next season of Unreal drop? I know it's like tonight or tomorrow, but is there a specific time? Do you know? Have you seen anything? I just know it's tomorrow, but I don't know if that means like midnight tonight. No, I can Google it. Season 2 release time. Let's see. On January 6th, they posted. All they said was Unreal Season 2 comes on January 20th. It doesn't say like if there's a specific time on January 20th. But it'll have 5 50-minute episodes. Damn. That's like almost 5 hours of content. Just shy of. So what is that? 55 hour. 50 times 5. 250 hours? Damn. That can't be right. Yeah, no, minutes. 250 minutes of content. Divided by 60. 4 hours and 16 minutes of content. For season 2. One of the big things on that is Seth Rollins' fake injury and Triple H saying, well, we never fired Truth. He just stopped communicating with us when we were too far off with money, and we said if he really wants to stay here, he'd come to us. We let his contract expire. No. Can you not hear me? Hello? Luke? Oh, wait. I muted it to Discord by accident. That was on me. No, so I couldn't find anything for when season 2 drops tonight or tomorrow. But the two big storylines are Seth's fake injury, and he even makes the joke of, my daughter went to school and told her teacher, Daddy's got a fake injury. And he's like, bro, no, you can't do that. And then the other one, you see the Triple H quote about R-Truth?
No.
Basically, wait, what?
Wait, go for it.
He basically said, hey, we didn't fire R-Truth. His contract expired. We were negotiating.
Oh yeah, I did. I did see that.
Yeah, we were negotiating. We were far off. He stopped. Basically, he said he stopped communicating with us, and we just said if he doesn't want it, we're not gonna engage. I guess you would say. They basically wanted Truth to come back to them and take the money they were gonna offer him because it was the lesser deal. He ended up getting a freaking 5 to 7 year deal though. It's a 5-year deal with a 3-year option or something like that. So yeah, he's locked in for potentially another 7 years with WWE. Like till he's 60, basically. Then we got
just sign a Legends deal like once that deal's up.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So then we got to
How old is Truth? Like 55?
53, I want to say. Let's see. Ron Killings. I mean, he looks 10 years younger than he is. He is 54. They made this man fucking shave his head for nothing. You realize that? He lost the dreads for nothing. So bad. Anywho. Where were we? There's a weird segment in the back with Kairi Sane and Asuka. I think Asuka said they're both in the Rumble. I'm not sure. And then Kairi made it sound like either she's going to make sure that Asuka wins or she's going to win. I don't know. But she basically was like, I won't let you down, Asuka. And Asuka called her a good girl and said, don't make me yell at you again. Okay. Chris the Gallios, what? I'm not even going to read your comment. I'm actually going to time you out and delete your comment. We're not talking about that kind of stuff because that is not true. But if you want to act like that, you can get the fuck out of my comments. Yeah, my live chat. We don't need people like that here. This is your one warning. Also, if you don't know, Kenny Omega is dating Hikaru Shida. So then, main event time. Will you have anything to say about the Asuka segment? Was it that they were both going to be in the Rumble or what?
I'd say they'd probably both be in the Rumble.
Because like they made it sound like Kairi was saying, because at first I thought Kairi was just like, I'm going to win the Rumble for you. But then it was like, no, I think she was saying she's going to do anything she can to make sure Asuka wins. So I think they're both in it. I'm not sure. I was confused. Others were too, because like I saw Fightful put up a post, females that confirmed for the Rumble, but they didn't put Asuka and Kairi on that list. So then we have our main event. Punk enters, big reaction, fans sing his song. Then Finn comes out. This man grinning from ear to ear. This crowd's going wild, so loud in the building that they give him his old music with the wah, wah, and he misses the cue on the first wah because he couldn't hear it. He's like, so loud, I can't hear the music. And like at that point, I'm like, they're kind of loud, but they don't sound that loud. But it's also because we're hearing it with the music and all kinds of, TV distortion. But then they go in the ring. This man, Finn, is still smiling from ear to ear. And Mark Nash, my favorite announcer, does their introductions. And when he says, from Bray County, Winslow, Ireland, Finn Balor, this place erupts like so loud. So loud. Because they love them some Finn. Some big time. Anyways. Once they were in the ring, again, Finn was still smiling from ear to ear. Told the fan that he would, I think Punk said something about putting him to sleep. So early on, they wrestled back and forth, dueling chants, louder for Balor, though. Punk then nailed a suicide dive, sending Balor over the announce table. Punk posed on the announce table as Michael Cole took us to break, saying it's the Prince versus the Saint here in Belfast. So when we came back, Balor avoided a count out, but Punk was in control. Punk hit a lifting knee strike and a bulldog for a 2. Balor then fought back, and they traded strikes until Balor hit a Pele kick. Balor continued with some shots to the midsection, and a headlock elbow drop for a 2. Balor then set up for a coup de grace, but Punk met him on the top rope with the superplex. Balor then put Punk down and tried to go for the cover. Balor then caught him in a small package and got a 2 off of it. Balor then dumped Punk from the ring and hit a flip dive. Back inside the ring, Balor hit a shotgun drop kick, and Punk dodged a coup de grace. Crowd then booed as Punk hit a GTS, but Balor kicked out and the fans popped. Punk then hit a few elbow drops before applying an anaconda vice. Finn was fingertips away from the ropes, but eventually got the rope break with his foot on the rope. Balor then fought out of GTS and followed this up with a sling blade, 2 drop kicks, shotgun drop kicks, and a coup de grace that looked like he sucked all the wind out of Punk. Like, holy crap, did he land on him hard. He went for the pin, but Punk kicked out. Punk then went for a GTS, but Balor countered into a roll-up for a 2. Balor then went after Punk, but Punk used a single leg takedown, rolled over on his feet, and hit a GTS. 1, 2, 3. Punk retains the title. CM Punk is still World Heavyweight Champion. Afterwards, though, he helps Balor to his feet. They shake hands. And then he raises Finn's hand in, I guess he would say, defeat. Corey Graves then said, this isn't about who was the better man because both men respect each other's game. So this match was all about the respect that they have for one another. I mean, this match was freaking great. Went 16 minutes. Didn't feel 16 minutes. Granted, I watched it with commercials, so maybe because I lost 3 or 4 minutes during commercial, it didn't feel as long. But yeah, this match was a damn good main event. What'd you think, Luke?
I thought this was a pretty good main event. I mean, we all knew Finn wasn't going to win.
Oh, yeah.
I do kind of hope they use Finn better because wasn't there a report from WrestleVotes last year that 2025 they were going to use Finn, like give Finn like some sort of big push, and they never did.
He was supposed to get some big singles push within the year or something like that, is what I remember reading.
Yeah, and that never happened.
Exactly.
I just feel like at this point in Finn's career, they're just going to use him as a guy, as like a heel, just to like put over like the big baby faces.
I really think he should at least win a world title once. Like, granted, he did, but he held it for 24 hours. Like, no bueno. Honestly, and I'm gonna get some hate for saying this. When it comes to the Judgment Day, he should have been the one winning that world title, not Damian Priest. I feel like Damian Priest's world title run was lackluster at best, and Finn would have been better. Would have been better.
Yeah, Finn would have been a lot better. I mean, I get why Damian won it because I know like Triple H has always liked Damian Priest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, now they're using Damian Priest now, it's like really?
Apparently he's working through some sort of an injury that's not like serious, but he can't train as well as he was. If you notice, he's put on a little weight. His face is a little rounder, and he said it in an interview. He's working through something that's limiting how much he can train and stuff.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So we don't know what it is. He wouldn't go into detail, which is fine. I mean, it's his personal stuff. But with all of that, you know what we thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw as we go and check the polls. As far as threads does go, 90% like the show, 10% thought it was just all right. Looking over on Twitter X, 74% like the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Looking at the community poll, I opened the wrong thing. That's not the community poll. This is nope, it still won't open. There we go. Here's the community poll. 83% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. And as far as the live poll does go, 86% liked the show, 7% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we'll be back live on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite, Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. SmackDown is not an early show. It's from Montreal, Canada, so it's a normal time show. Then we'll also be doing Saturday night's main event this Saturday. But Luke, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great week upcoming, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.